Hey, this is Dean and Josh from WiseBytes. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing great.
That's good. Glad to hear it.
It's because I found 3/4 on my desk.
Oh, well, I thought it was earlier from an earlier meeting where you were all excited and you took this fresh baked chocolate chip cookie and jammed it in front of the camera.
Oh, I ate that already. By the way, she made 2 batches of chocolate chip cookies that are like this big, and then these snickerdoodle things that are like epic. They're snickerdoodles with cream cheese in them and frosting. Yeah, they're like cakes. Yeah, they're awesome.
That sounds
I will be very, very fat by the end of this week.
Yeah. You don't live too far, but you live just far enough where I'm I'm just in the neighborhood.
Exactly.
Come
get cookies.
Can I get a cookie? Yeah. It might be a good present for coworkers. I'm just saying.
Exactly. I always bring them in when everyone's on a diet is what happens.
Yeah, except we have people all over the world, right?
Yeah, that's true. Now, yeah. They'll be moldy.
Anyway, so Josh, today we're going to start something new, and this is going to be ongoing, and we're going to start it with this new project that we're doing, and it's our implementation of Zoho 1.
Ooh, can I use one of my wife's Instagram millennial terms that drive me crazy? We're going to talk about our CRM journey. Everything's a journey. My baby journey. I'm going to
take you on this journey with us.
Yeah, no, it's my food journey. My everything's a journey. It's like my book journey. I discovered. Okay, anyway, we're having a CRM journey.
Oh, wait, you know this is being recorded.
That's okay. I make fun of her journeys all the time.
Okay, after this, we're going to do a journey on Josh's single life.
Yeah. My love journey has been.
Okay, so I'm getting back to this. So, a little background, right? So, between the two of us, we have successfully and dismally set up CRMs and project management and things like that in the past. We've been together on a couple different things, and we've been on our own in several. And I have been involved in some pretty complex setup and implementations that have been mediocre at best. And you and I did Zoho specifically about 6 years ago, and it was really successful. So in this case, totally new efforts and everything that we're doing, Zoho fits really well. And Josh, I wanted you to highlight why we're going Zoho by talking about our tech stack.
Yeah. So, well, talking about our tech stack and our CRM journey, we started just kind of mapping things out. Actually, really before you came back on board, before you and I got back together, when we started seeing each other again, we started just basic Trello, Trello just to map out functions and stuff. And, for those of you that don't know Trello, it's kind of rudimentary. You can use it for anything you want to use it for. I call it a glorified Post-it note system, but whatever. It's very useful in like brainstorming and coming up with I find scaling it very difficult. We'd messed around with Monday, another software. Again, didn't really give it any a fair shot, honestly. And then we recently been using Google Tables. And Google Tables is in beta, and it's pretty cool. And again, I think it's pretty cool at storyboarding and creating what we want to create. But where it's lacking is some of the connectivity and some of the
and some of the base core functionality is just not there.
Yeah, and it's being built out. So I get it. So we remembered fondly our experience with Zoho, which was like our third strike, not third strike, but it was our third shot at a CRM for a company we used to be at. And it was like, oh, thank the Lord, because we had messed with some other companies. One was in its previous life known as Confusionsoft. And that's a book. We can write a book about what they did. And
I don't want to.
No. Yeah,
I don't want the memories.
No, but we now needed, as we scaled, we realized what we're doing now is not scalable. we have this tech stack of stuff we're using as fixes for all the different functionalities. We're a marketing agency and a consultancy, and we consult a lot of businesses on what products and softwares and things to use. So we were using a bunch of stuff and testing stuff. And now that we're really finding our stride and our core things we're offering, we're like, we really need to get our act together. That's really what a CRM is about. And when I mean get our act together, I just mean we have all of these techs we're using, and all of these, everybody knows all of the costs involved with all these techs. It's like, oh, this is only $29 a month. Oh, this is only $175 a month. And oh, look at all the cool stuff it does. Oh, and this is only this. Well, we just reassessed where we're at, and we're spending, I believe, close to $2,400 a month on all these things, and many of which you'll find you're not using that often, or that's for one client, but there's another product that would do it, and it's a pain to cancel, and you find yourself in this. So we've been looking for a solution, not really about the cost savings at first. We were really just looking for a solution to bring it all together, because we like many other businesses, we don't just need a CRM for sales. We don't just need a project management tool. We don't just need a social media manager. We need everything.
So Josh, let me jump in real quick. So one of the things that we've noticed, where you said we want to get our act together, right? It's sort of that. We want to be better. We're always want to be better. And so we were looking at what kind of things do we do that we can do better? And when we went, the reason I asked you about the tech stack document, because it really visualized what we're doing. And there's two things that we realized, right? One is the cost, right? We're spending, you're right, it's over $2,400 a month for, I can't remember, 24 pieces of software. And it's very awkward, because you're like, oh, it's $20 a month for this if you pay annually. Otherwise, it's $49 a month if you pay monthly. Yeah. So we opt for annual often, whatever. So we have a pretty high cost and a high commitment to a lot of these things. The other part of it is what we did in that tech stack document is we listed all the software. And as you're reading them, it's kind of cringy because they overlap. So many of them overlap. And you're like, I got this one because it's prime function, and this one's prime function, and this, but all their secondary functions are all overlapping. And it's like, which one do you use? So the second part of it, other than cost, is the fact that when it comes to integration, we use Zapier, right? And we use, other things to integrate. We'll have everything go to a Google Sheet, and then two other apps will go to that Google Sheet and grab the same data. It's a lot of work. And as we were making upgrades to this one big project that we're doing, Recovery Startup, we have all these third-party integrations that we got to stop and okay, we're making this little change. Let's stop and what's the domino effect? And so at the same time, we needed a project management tool and a CRM. And so that's why we kind of fell back in Zoho. And I will say quick that you mentioned we didn't do our due diligence for Monday.com. I did use Monday.com in another organization, and it got you 20% of the way there of what you and I are looking for. So it just wasn't,
so anything. It was only good for about a Monday out of a week, is what you're saying.
Hold on, let me think. That would be no, that's less than 20%. Yeah. Well, I guess business days, right? You're right.
Yeah, Monday. Monday through Friday. They were geniuses with coming up with their name.
Yeah, they should have called it, MondayThroughFriday.com.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's why we're there. So on this episode, we're going to talk about Zoho. It's definitely got a coolness factor to it. All the different apps they have, and what's the problem that we all share, all these businesses share, is that we do have we have too much software, too many apps, and we have too many monthly fees that we're paying, and often we still have gaps. We call those app gaps.
App gaps. Yeah, I think we should definitely market that.
Yeah. App gaps. And so we have
app gap.
Oh, wait, hold on. This is even better. So we have app overlap and app gaps, right?
App gap. We'll get the duck back.
Yeah. Was it a duck? I thought we weren't. Didn't we go with something else? Was it a duck?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, app gap should definitely be the Aflac app gap.
So that's where we're at. And so how do we get started, right? So the first thing that we did is that tech stack document, not just to see what the costs are and whatever. It's you have to scope out the plan for this. And so we're doing that right now, and we'll share with you in the video a screenshot of our flow chart that we're doing, and to help us develop it. But then, Josh, this goes into another core component of why we've been so successful, and it's Fiverr. And if you can jump in about how that integrates with this Zoho, just like with Infusionsoft, we hired someone to do it. And how we want to lay it all out, but you want to make sure you get a consultant to come along for the ride with you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So one of the things that we want to talk about, Josh, is like, how do you get started with this, right? So Zoho is awesome, but there's, I don't know if you looked, I can't remember. There's got to be 4 dozen apps, right? That they sell independently, or you get the Zoho one, which has them all, and the price is really phenomenal. Anyway, but you want to do that. So we have our tech stack document. Here's all the functionality that we need. So we need that implemented, but we also need it set up in a process for an agency that we can keep track of our tasks internal, our projects, right? We can keep track of leads that come in and how we're moving them along. And we can keep track of the monthly things that we have to do for different clients. And we want to give them a client-facing dashboard. So with all that, this is where Fiverr comes in. And I wanted to see if you can share with everybody some of the successes and how Fiverr integrates with some effort like this.
Yeah, well, Fiverr, for those of you who've never used it, for out finding, virtual assistants and experts in their field, you can use it for marketing, creative, everything under the sun. But the best thing I've found are softwares that you don't know how to operate or do not have the time to build out yourself. There are experts there. And for a project like this, there is always someone better than you at it. And what I've learned is, I always tried to Superman everything, as they say in the unicorn path, don't Superman stuff. I found that I would always try to I want to figure it out myself. I want to build it myself. I want to have an understanding of it. What I have an understanding of is the overarching theme of what I want it to do. But there is someone better at implementing it. And we have found experts on Fiverr that actually just specialize there's a whole team of people that just specialize in this particular software. So why would you not use them to build it properly and very cost effectively? I mean,
yes.
There's a lot of opportunity out there, and that's a big, and having someone you can call, immediately versus the software company just to say, hey, can you fix this for me quick? It's like having a team of experts working on your software, because when you go to tackle something like this, do not go lightly. This is not, I love how a lot of people think about CRMs, and businesses I consult stuff, they go, oh, I got a CRM, it just does that. Well, the Tooth Fairy didn't set it up. It has to be set up by a professional. And it just, and I would not claim to be one. I know, people always, I always say I know enough to be dangerous. I know enough I can make some basic connections if I was managing a project or two. But when you want to manage 100 projects, a couple hundred clients, you need an expert.
And you know what the biggest detractor to success in what you're saying is not that you can't do it, or I can't do it, or other people on other people's team can't do it, is if you're not the expert and you don't have that depth of experience, you don't know what it can do. So you might be connecting A and B and C, not realizing you could do C, D, E, F, and G.
Yeah,
so
and just to give you an example,
like that.
And I'm glad you said that too, because I remember in our first go round with this program, we actually had someone, develop exactly what we asked for. And then I saw all these other tools that were there, all these KPI measurements and all this analytical data, but it wasn't hooked up in the beginning. So you kind of like you would either have to redevelop the entire thing, but everything you had done so far to that data wasn't going to be there. And it's nobody's fault but your own, for not doing it right the first time. But
so there's a couple paths that you can go. You can soldier it, like you said, or Superman it, like you said. You can have people on your team, do it, which we entertain for 30 seconds, if you remember. Go that route. You can go to Fiverr and find an expert, or you can, in addition to that, or instead of that, you can go directly to Zoho and have Zoho, do that for you. You can hire them in addition to whatever you're paying for, your monthly fees, to do that. But one of the things I want to point out, because we're starting and we want to bring everybody along for this journey. I was going to use ride, but now I'm
Come along with our CRM journey.
Yes. Do you have to say it in that voice?
Yeah.
What's that old Saturday Night Live skit, the Jack Handy, I think it is?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
People like me, God damn it, something like that.
Oh no! Oh, you're mixing Jack Handy and what's his name?
Yeah.
The senator. You're missing.
Al Franken. Yeah. That's right.
Al Franken's. Gosh darn it, people love me.
Like yes, that's right.
But
so anyway, with those three paths you can go, it really is worthwhile, and we'll share the progress. So right now we are hiring a team of people. We're hiring somebody through Fiverr that has a team, and so what they're going to do with us is I scoped it out in a flow chart, right? And guarantee Josh that if we're going to share it, you can look at it. It's going to look different in a week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're going to say this doesn't make sense for you to go A, B, and C because this automatically does this, or this needs to do that. So we're trying to break down all the things we do, and we are probably pretty complex in our functionality of it, right? And so they're going to take us along that path. But then, Josh, for not much money, they're going to start building some of it. So it's not just that they're going to help us scope it all out. They're going to start building it for us. And we quickly came to the conclusion that if we were going to do it ourselves, we would be weeks past them just trying to figure out what we're going to do. So with that said, I wanted to just mention a couple of the apps to highlight how I don't want to scare anybody away from being complex, because you don't have to use everything. But these are just some of the apps that they have. So they have marketing apps, right? For texting and email marketing, right? And I'll just mention those two right off. They have like a competitor for like eClincher and Hootsuite, right?
And HubSpot, yeah.
And HubSpot that'll do your social. They have something for internal communications. We use Google Meet and Google Chat, and it actually works really well. But Zoho has their own set. And so the thing is when we start using that, it's going to be integrated with all of our files, all of our projects. And so when we're chatting about something, we can automatically have it tagged about a certain project or a certain task or a certain client. And it makes it a lot easier to find things. Right now, Josh, as you know, right, when we use Google Chat, which I do like, it's pretty good. I have to go back because, I'm away. Like I was traveling the other day. I'm on the plane for a little day. I come back and there's like 20 messages, right? And I'm looking at them. And then an hour later, I want to go back. But I'm like, was that in the group chat of me and Josh and Dorothy?
Yep.
Was that in the
Happens
group
to me
chat
all the time.
Of this or that? And I can't even use search, which Google is awesome and famous for, because my search terms are so generic. Everything gets returned, right?
Yeah.
The things I'm looking for. So being able to have a chat that's always built in, totally small, no matter where you are in Zoho. But then when you start chatting, it knows where you are and will help flag the message, tag the message. That could be really powerful for us, because I do waste a lot of time chat searching. Is that a term?
Chat search. It's not as good as AppGap.
Or what was the other one? AppGap and I had another one. So one was the gap between apps, gap overlap, and AppGap. Okay, so
my lips are a gap overlap.
Yep, we say that all the time. Yep. Yeah, behind your back. So Josh, I'm not going to go over all of them, because honestly, there's a few I don't even know what they do, right? But I want to go over.
Those are the cool ones. You just press the buttons.
Just press them, and some of them I did open, and I'm like, okay, I'm a little intimidated. I'll go get to that later. But they do have a whole suite for communication, right?
Yep.
For internal communication, where you can invite clients to communicate also. They have a whole suite like, Google Docs and Google Sheets, And Josh, it's like every feature in one is on the other one. It feels like you're in Google Docs is what it feels like is when you're in there, right? So there's no learning curve, but again, it's all integrated into everything else that you're doing. And then the analytics is pretty powerful because what we can do with analytics, remember we started using, we went down the path of Google's Data Studio.
Yeah.
And there was a few limitations. In this, we could just pull in everything and create a client dashboard.
Yeah. And, exactly.
And be done with it. So we're starting our journey for Zoho 1, and the next one, Josh, will be after we have some shell of an implementation, and what we're probably going to start with is our CRM and our project management, where those are going to be a combined in a Kanban style. So I think the takeaway here is check out Zoho, because it could lessen your monthly cost significantly. Because I think what we're looking at for 10 users per month,
about $400.
Yeah, about $400.
Yeah.
Where we're thinking we can cut close to 90% of all the other stuff that we're doing.
Exactly.
So, and like you said in the beginning, the money is, it's good money, but we spend a lot of time on integrations and automations and that sort of stuff. And this is really going to, what was that?
The time it saves. It's like $2,000 a month is a mortgage for a lot of people. But then throw in someone's salary, because we definitely, between all of us, someone is spending just about all year on it,
Right. And so when we have, we have that Fiverr, person that we use for Zap, right?
Yeah.
And he really is good. He's a little on the expensive side, I think, but you know what? He's reliable, he's thorough, and so just on the money we're spending on him helping us with certain Zap integrations. And before anybody makes fun of us right now, hey, Zap's easy. If you pay for Zapier, there's some other deeper functionality, and we do get pretty deep into it. So I'm just trying to,
Oh yeah,
like we're, Zap lazy.
Yeah, we're not Zap lazy.
Zap
lazy.
All these phrases that
we got great one.
Yeah. But anyway, Josh, the point is that there is, we're spelling out what has to be done. We're integrating with our Fiverr guy. We're paying, and he's doing a good job. And now we have something that is, for lack of a better word, it's a weak link. It's another thing out there that could break, that when 4 or 5 months go by, it could be a major thing, because we forgot that we had that little sliver of integration that's connecting these two, big projects together.
I'm excited, though. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
All the cool stuff this does. I'm really excited about all those other apps that we have no idea what they do.
Like I'm gonna read one to you. Sprints. I don't know what it does. Do you know what that one does?
Sprints. That's who my phone's with.
Okay, great.
They didn't change it to T-Mobile yet. Recruit. Is there a job recruiter in this thing?
There's a recruit. So that one is set up to help you, hire when you have, you know what it's like when you have, just say 5 positions open, and you're getting 200 resumes per position. And then who's interviewing when, what's your notes on them? It's overwhelming.
It actually has a plugin for this?
Yeah, it has
Oh
an
my
app.
God. Oh my Lord.
And so the thing is with Zoho is you can go right now to Zoho Recruit, whatever the address is, and you can get that. And I don't know what it is, $5 a month or whatever. I don't know what it is. But you can get all of these apps independently. But if you go for the Zoho one, it's everything. Josh, I think it's less than $40 per user per month.
Until next year, because of inflation, it will be.
I hope not. No, I read inflation's supposed to level off.
Oh, it is?
That's what I read.
I also read that dragons were coming, and they were made by George Soros.
All right, I didn't hear the dragons part.
Dragons. Space lasers? Just the lasers?
They can take a dragon down in a second.
No.
No problem.
Dragons? Not one of those ice dragons.
Yeah. Did you? You're talking about Game of Thrones, right?
No, I'm talking
Oh, you're
about.
not?
No, I'm talking about ice dragons.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going.
You mean fictional ones? No, I'm talking about real ones.
Real
dude.
ones.
No, dude.
There's things that you can figure out maybe what they do. There's expense, right? There's desk. I don't know what desk does, but anyway, the point is Zoho One can really like open the door for a turnkey to do everything for your business. And so I think what Josh and I are saying in this first part of us, we're not even implementing, right? This first part of us scoping everything out is like, you know what? Don't shy away from having an expert do it, because you can hire somebody from Zoho, or you can hire like through Fiverr, and you can get somebody that will help you develop the roadmap, and then they'll help you actually, set up and implement these things.
So come along on our CRM journey and enjoy as we close app gaps and what else are we going to
Gap overlap.
Gap overlap. We solve rare instances of gap overlap. Actually, they're not so rare, are they?
No, they're not. They're not. Which actually, Josh, I'm going to touch on that. So I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago, when we were looking, because we kind of knew we wanted to go Zoho, but we were looking at all different alternatives, and really, there's no limit to what you can do. You and I have talked about so many different things, and this is back to gap overlap. I mean, app overlap.
App gap.
There's. Let's just take a few high-level important pieces of software: email marketing, project management, and CRM, customer relationship. There are people, right? You and I are involved. We know a lot of people, a lot of businesses. They have all these separate ones. I've got HubSpot, and I've got eClincher, and I've some of these big expensive ones, and I've got this. Zoho will combine all of those.
Yeah,
so
Constant Contact, MailChimp. Yeah,
thank you.
On and on and on.
Mm-hmm. And some of them, like you and I, pretty much proponents of. We like Constant Contact. We both like quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it's a separate piece that you have to pay for that doesn't have a direct integration with everything else that you're doing. So with that said, this is where we are. We're scoping all this out. We're looking to bring everything under the Zoho umbrella, and we'll let you know on our next phase of when we when we finish our scope and start to implement.
Yep. Come along on our CRM journey.
I knew you. I just knew it. I was like,
I have to say it.
You can't keep away from it. Yeah.
Or
why do you have to change your voice?
How about our CRM journey?
Our what?
CRM.
Oh, CRM. All right. I was supposed to figure that out. You
didn't
answer.
CRM journey.
Why do you have to lean in and speak
CRM
like that?
Because that's how you go on journeys.
Oh, you do it. All right. That's how you go.
How do you go on journeys? Do you go on
journeys? I don't know,
like...
but it reminds me. I think you and I have talked about this before. It reminds me of a Howard Stern's movie when he first wanted to be a DJ, and he has kind of a nasally voice, so he figured he had to hide it. So he's like, "Hello, this is Howard Stern."
Yeah,
it sounded comical until he just decided to go with his regular voice.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, you sound comical.
I'm not offended by that, because apparently you're having an app gap in your brain. All right, let's go home. Oh, wait, I am home.
You are home. You can go get some cookies. And
yeah.
I'm not sure, but I have some errands to run. I might be in the neighborhood.
Yeah. And these ones with this cream cheese drizzle are kind of ridiculous. And it's cream cheese frosting. It has sugar in it. Yeah, it's good.
So there's not many things where I'm a hardcore conservative, like staunch traditionalist.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip cookies is one of them, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't put craisins in it.
No.
Don't go.
No.
I just want the damn chocolate chip.
I am with you, and that's what Chelsea makes. I'm like, no walnuts. Don't surprise me.
Yeah, just the damn chocolate chip cookies.
She makes damn good chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, all right, good. Well, I might be in the neighborhood. All right, awesome. Well, this is Josh and Dean.
All right, and we'll be talking by Easter by the time you say that.